Hello everybody, this is Ronar, and we're back for another mission in Beyond Legendary. So let's take a look at our team composition here. So we've got our VIP right in the middle, Scientist to be rescued. We've got two rookies over here, Toki as well as Bonsai Warrior. These two are just going to be carrying standard double grenades and assault rifle. We've also got access to our Geneva class over here. So this will be Basti's first mission as a Geneva unit. We have access to the Fire Immolator as well as a Toxic Shrapnel Rocket. You'll notice that there is a bit of plus-minus tiles of scatter there that is based off of accuracy, and it gets even wilder as you shoot the rocket even further out, so that's kind of interesting. We've got the regular rockets that we loaded Basti with from last time. We've got our Skirmisher Dredaya over here, and finally we have our Arsonist, another Fire Immolator user over here. This person's got access to the regular attack as well as the blast canister if we need to hit a drone or a mechanical unit, something that might be immune to flames. Let's begin. Our goal is to get all the way down there. We do not have concealment on this mission type. That's something to keep in mind. There is a little bit of a thing you can do. You can run your VIP out first. VIP actually has 0 vision radius, so you run them out. Now, because they have 0 vision radius, nothing will activate. But if you hear music, battle music start playing, then you know there's something out there. With the way this person's running though, it doesn't seem like there's any battle music playing.
Solid copy.
So the rest of the squad should be clear to run forward.
I'll comply.
Just like so.
You know how much I hate traveling by foot.
Here on the Ronar content, we use our VIP to scout for us. If you're ever on these types of missions and you don't have a phantom unit to kind of scout ahead for your team, using the VIP is not the worst choice. Just make sure you place them in a position that doesn't put them at risk. Still no music being played here, so this tile is safe. Maybe let's try going all the way up to... I want to be a bit wary about how I'm running my VIP. Technically, Yellow Alert can still go off against them. I have to be somewhat careful about that. I think at this point we'll start scouting out with our regular units here.
I am on my way.
Still nothing. Okay. Still nothing out there. Why don't we just run our team up like so?
My turn.
I'm okay with taking a couple of blue moves here until we find our first group of enemies.
What's over there?
Just gonna move up.
I cannot handle all this work by myself, you know.
Overwatch all. Overwatch all does also just hunker down people if they don't have any overwatching abilities. Really like this mod quite a bit, and you can also customize it yourself if you know how to edit the files. Alright, the first group of enemies is down in that direction. I'm going to run the VIP all the way up to here and see if music starts playing. Alright, we do hear the music, which implies that there is a group of enemies out there. It says they're active, but they're not actually active. They're just on Yellow Alert right now. Do we want to go up and fight them right away? I might.
What's over there?
Let's move these rookies up.
Is it clear?
If we don't see anything, that's fine. I'm assuming they're all down here in this direction right now. I just kind of want to try and find some of them if I can. Seems like this is the move that
Try
activated
me,
them.
big boy.
Alright, we got ourselves an Advent Gunner. 2 of them, in fact. Alright then, how do we take care of these guys? Well, we've got a Rocketeer over here, so let's start with the rocket just like so. This should detonate the vehicle and kill the first gunner, and possibly expose the other gunner in the back. The scatter tile shouldn't be too bad. It's only a 1 tile scatter, it seems. Beautiful work. Alright. Exposure on that gunner up there. Now, unfortunately, these guys over here can't see them. However, Dredaya can. So let's see if Dredaya can land some shots here. We'll start with our hit and run action over here. Little bit of damage. Not exactly what we're looking for, though. We can opt to flashbang if we need to. I will probably do that, actually.
Scanning.
I'll have you guys overwatch in the back for now, seeing as how there's not much we can do. Our Arsonist is completely out of range, unfortunately. We definitely can't reach that guy. So I think what we'll do is we'll just Overwatch and probably flashbang that gunner and prevent him from getting any good shots against us, hopefully. VIP is in full cover behind this lamppost, so we should be relatively safe. Gunner running towards the back. That is going to be a double move on his part. He was kind of stuck out here, so he had to double move to get away from us. I can aim another rocket at him if I want to just get rid of him with that. I might actually just do that. Let's start moving up this way because we do need to make it towards the evac zone. I'm going to take a couple of 34% shots here. If all of these shots miss, I'll consider shooting the rocket.
Just a little off.
Like a 1 in 3 chance to hit.
I hope it's
Most of
worth
that hit chance is going to end up being Gray's chance, of course. Nice shot from our rookies! Okay then. That's why you always take your shots first before you waste your rockets. Don't have to waste that rocket anymore, and we can actually save that for a different purpose. We did shoot a rocket here, so this made a lot of noise. Everything around this area is probably on yellow alert right now. And when they walk in, they all have a chance to shoot at us. I don't want to just run the VIP out to scout with the music, because even if we don't activate them, on their turn when they run in, they can possibly just shoot the VIP to death. I'm gonna keep the VIP behind this little double-sided cover over here. It's a nice spot for them to hang out for a bit.
That's right.
Just going to reposition our team until our entire team is available for more actions next round. Next round we'll use our rookies to scout, I think. Here comes another group right there. Sentry. And an Advent Outrider Captain. This is one of the newer enemy types introduced in one of the Requiem packs. Ooh, we got a lot of stuff coming our way. A second Outrider Captain and a Sectoid Observer. Alright, we will explain all of these enemies, so fear not if you don't know what they do. I also saw some enemies in there, so these are enemies that haven't been revealed yet. Now, the Outrider Captain, equipped with a brutal battle hammer capable of disorient or even stunning targets in a singular strike, these captains are dangerous in firefights and melee combat. So looking over here, they have an Advent battle hammer. From what I'm noticing, these guys cannot dash and battle hammer, they have to blue move and hammer. But the hammer does a lot of damage. It can actually one-shot even our 6 HP soldier over here. Something to be aware of. We do have access to the Toxic Shrapnel Rocket. I think I'm going to shoot it, although it's a little bit awkward to aim that around this little building over here, unfortunately. I'm going to take the Toxic Shrapnel Rocket and aim it like that, maybe. Or I can, if there wasn't that Overwatch, I could get a little bit closer and do something else. Here, how about this? Let's use our grappling hook. We'll be able to get right behind that guy and take a nice hit and run shot against him. Excellent shot right there. Overwatch removed. Who's next? We might take our Geneva and move them before shooting that rocket. I could also take our Arsonist and take a nice flamethrower here. This is not a bad choice, I think.
Seriously, what the hell is that?
However, this is going to activate the next group of enemies over here. That is a Sectoid Observer. I will explain what this guy does also. But first, let me try to light this guy on fire. Unfortunately, I won't be able to get the other guy back there. I'd like to try to hit more of them if possible.
Understood.
Get Basti in here too. Alright, now looking over here, this Toxic Shrapnel Rocket is a little bit more difficult to aim. It's got a 2.48 tile scatter. Unfortunately, there is a civilian there, but some of you may die, and that is a sacrifice I am willing to take. Get him, Basti. Okay, Toxic Shrapnel Rocket hits those two in the back due to the scatter. We do get poison and bleed, and I believe our poison as well as our bleed does 2 damage, or does it do 1 damage? I thought you had a perk that made all the damage increase by 1. Could be wrong about that. But, I think we can check that, actually. How do I check that? will tell us how much damage this does. It doesn't say exactly how much damage it does. I think it says it with the burns, but not with the poison and the bleed, though. How do we do this? Well, for starters, this is the only guy that you can hit, so you might as well go for the burn against this guy. We do connect our burn. Excellent work. This guy should be dying from the burn fairly quickly. I remember checking this in the past. These little pools of water here do not put out the fires on these guys. That's a good thing for us. I'm gonna take a quick reload on Gridaya over here. We can probably go for a flashbang for safety. So if they don't actually die from the poison and the bleed, at the very least they won't get to take actions against us. There we go. This is the last group of enemies. This was a 7 to 9 enemy mission, and solo drones cannot appear on this type of mission. So I can actually start running the VIP this way and try to get them out. That is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to get the VIP as far away from the action here. Let's get him all the way back over here and start running him towards the evac zone. Everybody else is going to move up and try to help kill off the remaining enemies over here. Now there is the Sectoid Abjurer in the back. This is a new enemy type that shows up in this month. Sectoid Abjurers use supportive psi powers as well as throw flashbangs. That's not a very good description. They are a support tank sectoid, basically. So this guy is apparently able to summon a zombie. I rarely ever see them use that, though. He also comes with the ability to Solace, Extinguish, Disorient, Stun, Panic, or Mind Control. Comes with access to a heal for his teammates. And the most important thing, though, he's got the Fortress ability, which makes him immune to fire, poison, acid, frost, and explosion. So even our grenades will not be able to be used against him. Not even to shred their armor. They're very, very well defended in that sense. Now then, how do we get rid of these enemies over here? I'm going to start expending our grenades onto troopers like this Advent Trooper down there. Excellent work. We might even be able to kill him right now. Got one more grenade on top of this fellow. Yes, we can. Alright, one less shot coming towards our team. Even though he was already disoriented enemies can still hit us through cover. Whereas this guy who's disoriented and poisoned is a lot less likely to actually be able to hurt us. And it seems like we are only doing 1 damage to our poison and bleed. So he will not be going down this turn. But next turn they will go down from the poison and the bleed. Unless the sectoid heals them. There you go. You guys get first-hand view of how the sectoid functions here. It even removes the poison and the bleed on that guy. Interesting. Didn't remove the disorient though, so that's good for us. This guy was already just gonna die next round anyways. That just refreshed the burn on him. Advent Sentry, still poisoned and disoriented. They are tagging us though. That was probably like a 10% chance of happening. Okay then, enemy turn plays out. We are looking okay here. The VIP is just going to get out of here right now. That is a mission accomplished. Whenever you keep track of enemy numbers, it's a really good idea to just like, I don't know, just keep track of enemy numbers, right? Sometimes when you first start playing out, you get a bit lazy about it, but by keeping an idea of where all the enemies on the map are, you can do things like sneaking out the VIP and even sneak out your own team, possibly, depending on how that plays out. Now then, I need to kill this Advent Captain. This guy does way too much damage. This guy will die from the bleed and poison next round. We still need to take care of the Engineer though. So Engineer, Captain, Sectoid. I'm pretty sure that's all the enemies on the map here. Now keep in mind that most of our flamethrower guys are going to be useless against that sectoid. It is going to be up to Dredaya to be able to effectively remove that sectoid down there. We're going to have to figure out a way to get Dredaya close and maybe use the Ripjack against him. Flamethrower guys over here, I'm going to need you guys to just try and get into a slightly better position.
Okay.
We've got one good burn that we can use against that Outrider Captain. I can also use the Chemthrower Suppression on this guy, and while he's suppressed, he won't be able to use his Flashbang, and if he tries to run the suppression, there's a chance that he gets burned. That is an option. We also have our Geneva class guy over here. I think we have the Geneva class guy shoot the rocket at the engineer first.
I'll destroy you!
Let's try to just expose that guy real quick. I love the animations on these rockets, by the way. Like, you guys saw how the rocket kind of extended a little bit or unfolded a bit. I thought that was really neat. Can't reach that engineer still. I'm probably just going to use a flamethrower on this guy. Civilian. I try not to hit the civilians because there is actually a drawback to hitting them. Unlike in vanilla, you lose a bit of will on your soldiers whenever you hit a civilian and kill them. Alright, Captain disabled, excellent. This guy will die from the bleed and poison, and this guy will die from the burn. A little bit of war criming going on here. Maybe I can get our skirmisher just a little bit closer so we can start closing that distance on that sectoid. But not too close that you can shoot me for a lot of damage, though. Kind of a difficult position to play around without getting unnecessary wounds on the team. I think I might just throw another grenade on that guy. See if that works out for us. I have to worry about the sectoid running up to here and taking any flanks on people taking cover this way. So I probably have to take cover this way.
My turn.
Now, we do end up getting... Ooh, wow, that frag grenade is a big AoE. Now, unfortunately, we are flanked by that engineer by standing this way, but I'm a little bit less concerned about the engineer and more concerned about the observer. He does a lot more damage than this engineer. Looking at his damage over here, you guys can see he only does 3 damage with his gun versus this guy who does 3 to 5. And then what we'll do is we'll just kind of reposition our team facing forward. We'll try to tag that engineer with a bit of a graze hit. I mean, these rookies have been doing pretty good so far. 30%, that's like almost 1 in 3 chance to kill. Oh, I thought that landed. That would have been really nice if it did. Maybe have you around this way over here, Toki. Another 1 in 3 chance to kill. Not unfortunate. Alright, we might take some damage from this guy. And Mr. Sentry should die. Excellent work. Both of those guys over there are downed. Now all we have to do is worry about the observer and that engineer. This observer is constantly healing his friend. There is no cooldown on that, apparently. I'm assuming it's either charge-based or, Ouch! Ooh, that's a big hit, actually. That can actually down us if this guy shoots at this fellow. He's gonna start off with his flashbang because he does have the salvo perk.
What's going on?
I don't think he can down you, actually. At worst, he can put you in the medbay for a long time. Luckily for us, he misses.
Oh my god.
This fella over here is on fire. He won't really be able to do much to us. We do need to kill him next round, though.
Well, that next time you sneak up on somebody.
I think he ran up to us hoping to use his hammer against us, and then just not being able to do it. Okay. Flamethrower person will be in charge of dealing with the engineer, I think. Unfortunately, we can't get to the flank against him, though. Bit rough. Can't get to the flank. This might actually end up being a defensive turn here.
I'm going.
Can I hit anything relevant here? I can throw the grenade on this guy. Let's use that.
Frag out.
Let's just start lobbing grenades on him and see if we can just kill him off. Almost. We have a bunch of almost kills here, but not quite.
What's over there?
Okay, well, you tried something, Bonsai. Deadman, can you finish him? There we go, dropped him.
Victory is mine.
Now, I'm gonna move forward and hunker down with you right in front of that observer. Next round, you can run up and start clawing him with your ripjack. Hopefully. Before I commit to that, though, I just want to make sure this guy does die. I don't exactly have an easy way to kill him right now, which is kind of problematic. Oh man, I really wish I could kill that guy easier. But, we just can't.
I'll come.
Maybe if I come up to here and try to flamethrower him? Can't get him with the flamethrower either. Alright, we might have to take a slightly different position here. I think I'll put you back to here and just have you hunker down or overwatch or do something for now.
Until that time, I'll just stand here and pretend I don't have a boner.
If I stand here, there's a good chance that he's going to come around and shoot me in the back. I'm also worried about the sectoid shooting you and then followed by him shooting you, though. I can't do anything from this position. How about this? We're going to dash behind this guy so he's forced to move, and he might just choose to move and flashbang instead of the usual flashbang and shoot. We'll just all take cover facing forward. See if that works out for us. Oh. We're all taking hits here. It's hurting. Yep, here comes another flashbang from that guy. At the very least, he's not shooting and putting us in the med bay. That's kind of the important thing here.
I saw the same flames of torment just 4 years ago.
Okay then, let's at the very least finish off this Advent Engineer. We can get him with a nice little grenade from either this rookie or someone up here. We got a grenade on you, that should be enough. And I'm gonna get inside of full cover so the sectoid can't do too much damage to us. I would like to kill everything here just for the EXP, although if I can't do that, I'm perfectly content with just leaving right now. I would like to kill that sectoid though. That sectoid might be carrying an Elerium core, and that would be really nice to be able to pick that up. Let me just find a good place where we can just hide around here. Then when the time comes, we'll drop down and ambush him from below. We can also try using, like, maybe a grappling hook, perhaps? Let's check out this grappling hook. I don't have full HP, so I can't actually commit to anything unless I'm certain that I can kill this guy. We can drop behind him, shoot, and claw attack him. So I need a bit of follow-up to that. If I can just get maybe a bit of chip damage or something, that would be quite nice.
It's killing time.
Remember, grenades do not affect this fellow. Anyone that's not at full armor should probably hunker down.
Come get some.
Overwatch.
Ready to engage.
Probably Overwatch. I think you're just gonna stay up here and hunker down and get ready to just drop behind this guy. We're getting close to reinforcements though, so if I have to run away, I will run away. I would love to destroy that wall. That would be really, really nice.
I hope it's worth it.
A 32% chance to hit him through cover. It's a bit rough.
Is it clear?
Now, this grenade will not actually hurt him, but it might destroy his cover. Maybe?
Throwing grenade!
If we can even just get him into half cover, that would be really nice. No, that did absolutely nothing. Alright. I think we just have to take our shots and try to graze a few hits here.
Negative
Connecting,
damage.
though. We might just have to back off here. I can't hurt this thing. I think it's time to just run away from this guy. Probably. Yeah, there's not much I can do. The poison won't affect him, the fire won't affect him. None of these guys can... Yeah, none of these guys can actually hurt this fellow. I'm gonna bring Basti over here, pick up this loot, run him back into full cover.
I'll hold on to it for the time being.
Don't even have a good flank on him from here either. Because apparently we can't look down at him from up over here in this angle. And I'm a little bit afraid of like attacking him. Like I could come over here, drop down on him, attack, and then cut him with the sword. But I don't think that's enough damage to kill him, and I'm actually worried about my skirmisher going down. I think we just back off here. He's running too far away from the evac zone, and we just can't afford to fight this out. Let's run the entire squad away. By dashing him away like this, he should be forced to double move instead of being able to shoot at us. And let's make sure that we find the ladder, which is right there.
I see.
We don't need cover, we just need distance.
I don't really feel like running. Yeah, whatever.
And our team should be able to get out next round. Hope that the reinforcements don't get in our way, like stand in front of the ladder or anything. Here they come. Seems like an advent. What is that? Medic and Biotrooper. Ooh, the medics. That is a new enemy type that you guys haven't seen yet, so I will give you guys a little bit of a rundown on that guy. Sectoid is all the way back there, so we don't have to worry about him for now, but I'm pretty sure the entire squad can get out. So, the Advent Medic. Trooper is equipped with several medkits providing support to other Advent. This is a very interesting unit. They have a couple of cool abilities. So the first thing they have is just a 3 damage gun, 1 damage crit, very similar to the Advent Engineer. They're not really built to fight. However, they do have a perk called Disabling Shot. Primary weapon shot that, if it hits, stuns the target for 2 actions, cannot critically hit, uses 1 ammo, and has a 3-turn cooldown. Very powerful perk for Advent. If they manage to flank one of your guys and hit them with a Disabling Shot, they might end up being caught out of position by other of its friends. Another ability that it has is the ability to medkit heal. So it is capable of running up to its friends and healing them, but also has the Resuscitate ability to fix up Disorient, Panics, and all those other negative effects. They also come with a Smoke Grenade. They tend to focus mostly on using their support abilities, so if there's any injured allies around, they tend to go heal their injured allies rather than engage XCOM, so you can possibly use that to your advantage. They do get the Smoke and Mirrors ability, meaning they can throw the Smoke Grenade and still shoot at you with Disabling Shot, so just keep that in mind. And their final ability over here, this is a Beyond Legendary bonus that they're given, the Hazmat Vest. These guys are immune to fire, acid, poison, and all those other nasty effects. And because of the Hazmat Vest, they actually get plus 3 HP. They're very tanky, very difficult to deal with, in extended fights at least. And one of the enemy types that I actually enjoy kind of tumbling against. But in this situation though, we are no longer fighting this out, we are getting out of here because that Sectoid Observer and that Medic are basically immune to like half of this team's abilities. Let's get out of here.
Let's go.
And as you guys saw in this mission, the fire team is quite good at disabling enemies. The flamethrowers were pretty amazing, however, there are certain enemies that really just hard counter the strategy, so you gotta really plan around that. Make sure that you have some way of dealing with these fortress type enemies over there. And hopefully you guys are getting a bit more excited about things like team composition and planning out how to fight against enemy forces in Beyond Legendary. Personally, I think that's one of the most exciting things actually. You don't just like pick a bunch of units that you think are good and just slap them to a team. You gotta really think about what your team is weak to, what your team is strong against, what they can handle. The battle begins before you even engage the enemies, and I like that a lot. Alright then, but hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode. It was a very exciting mission. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. It really helps out our channel and the algorithms and all that other stuff. And here comes the Bradford Ranger pooping out our troopers. And we will rank up these people in the strategic layer. Alright, thanks for watching you guys. Have a good day, and bye-bye.